Greetings, everyone. This is Koku from the Bitter Medicine Podcast, inviting you to tune in to the Bitter Medicine Podcast on KWAZ Radio.
Peace, family. This is Oni, inviting you to listen to the pro-black perspective, where black problems are addressed with black solutions.
Greetings, fam. Tune in to The Learning Curve with me, the revolutionary matron on KWAZ Radio.
PA on the beat, boy.
Hey, I was rocking. I forgot what that thing sounded like. It's so long. What's going on with you? But welcome. Finally to episode 53. Goddamn. Of the Harsh Reality Podcast. I'm your host, D-Web. I'm joined by my esteemed co-host. We got the one and only Ms. Lero in the building. Lero, what's going on with you?
Peace, fam. What's up with it? I'm happy to be back. It's been a minute. I can't wait. Like, yes.
Yeah, we took a little vacation. You'll be all right, though. We ain't getting paid for this shit. And D-Web, of course. And then Rye is out today. She's doing some familial duties or some shit, but she'll catch a next episode. And before we begin, shout out to our KWAZ Radio family. Make sure, I hope y'all tuned in last night to the Shoot the Breeze. It was a good episode. But make sure y'all check the website, YouTube channel, subscribe to all the shows. It's 50 million of them shows over there now. So make sure y'all stay on the latest and greatest. Lastly, we're on Patreon. I'm not even sure if that's active anymore. I'm gonna have to change this. But if it's still there, give us some money. So we can further upgrade this damn show. And that's all I got. If you want to reach us, of course, you can always hit the email, theharshrealitypod@gmail.com. Tell us how much you missed us, or tell us how much we suck. We should stay gone. Whatever you want to do, hit us on the email, and we would definitely respond. Now, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the topics, shall we? The first thing we got on the docket, unless you've been living under a rock, we had some activity last night. Looks like Iran apparently launched a strike against Israel. There was some bombs going back and forth. Apparently some drones got shot down, etc. I got an article and pull up real quick. And outside of that, I think a lot of people were saying, oh no, we're going to World War III. I think that's actually one of our topics from the last show we had. But apparently old Joe said we ain't going. But U.S. won't support an Israeli counterattack on Iran. President Biden told Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu during a call on Saturday that the U.S. won't support any Israeli counterattack against Iran. A senior White House official told Axios they probably ran the poll numbers and seen that was not a very popular thing right now. What the hell's going on here? And so we're in election year, so I figured we're not getting World War III at least this year. But I'm gonna toss this to you. Getting the events of yesterday, Lero, and hearing about Biden saying the U.S. is staying out of it, and all the chatter on the social media machine. I heard so many Negroes like, we gotta why, we gotta. But what do you think about U.S. staying out? You think it's just an election year move, or you think we eventually gonna hop in that thing, get it crack-a-lacking? What do you think?
I think, I won't say, World War III is coming just yet, but I think we at a stage in this, war they got going on to where, like, both sides, we got to move very carefully and be very careful with their next move and what they decide to escalate upon. I think the U.S. staying out, it's something, to be frank, Biden, but this is just Biden, but you should have put your foot down when basically funding, another state with finances, with weapons, you know, to act like, you know, Niantu, whatever that dude name is, I ain't gonna try to pronounce it right, but whoever the Israeli PM is, you know, that dude, like, he's just unhinged, like, just no consideration for the states that are giving them the finances to even engage, you know, in this type of escalation that they've been doing. And for, you know, Biden to just to sit back and act like there's just this unconditional support for
Mhm.
Israel, you know, is going to get the U.S. into some, you know, some mess. And that's why, too, you finally got Biden sitting down like, hey, before you escalate things with Iran, you need to talk to me first. You know what I mean? These my dollars, these my funding that's, you know, getting you up, you know? And I think it's because, you know, you have to take into consideration, people always talk about like, well, you know, the American military is the greatest military, you know, on the planet. And, you know, the thing, two things can be true in the sense that, you know, America spent years tying up their money, their funds, and, you know, their resources, military resources to Ukraine. Now they went back to Israel. You know what I mean? If production isn't keeping up with all these spendings, like, yeah, I guess, you know, you can print the money off, whatever. But if production isn't keeping up for, you know, the type of weaponry that's being sent to these nations, if things were to escalate and now, you know, America has to step in, are they in the position currently at this moment to fully step in as much as they would need to, you know? And I think, you know, people like aren't just like factoring into like logistics in the sense, oh yeah, you know, the US wash Iran, Israel wash Iran, you know. But if you spent so much of your resources already, you know, then I mean, you got to keep up production, you know, to be able to continue to keep things as they're going, and also to escalate things even more if other entities got involved, you know. And I think they know, you know, Iran's alliances with some of the BRIC nations too. And also, like, when you think of like what is the war they've been engaging with Israel, is that it's not just like Hamas, you know, and that Iran has been funding Hamas and Hezbollah and Ansar Allah and the Yemeni and like the Syrian and Iraqi axis of resistance. It's like so many different sects that have been funded and have, you know, sharing information. Another point too is, you know, if you thought America was good at like lies and propaganda, the lies and propaganda that have come from the Israelis is nuts. You
Mhm.
know, to act
Uh-huh.
like every single, you know, for sure they definitely recepted drones that before they even came over into Israeli airspace, but to act like there were no hits is just a flat out lie. You know what I mean? There were definitely some hits, some strikes, and there are some concerns, you know, and there should be, you know. If the Israeli PM ain't acting like, you know, he's just as big and bold, we've already, you know, ran through Gaza, we can handle whatever. Okay, I mean,
Yeah.
it sounds like a suicide mission to me. But I think, you know, for me, I won't get to World War III talks until we see a little more. I think right now it's just getting, we treading the tightrope, just getting a little wobbly, you know.
Little
But I
wobbly.
think, yeah, I think just paying attention and you know, looking at sources, different sources in your own, looking at all perspectives and whatnot, and just truly trying to gather like the best information before, like, you know, a lot of people rush to social media and make a bunch of statements and blah blah blah, like they know everything that's going on. Just be patient, be calm, and pay attention. You know what I mean? And you know, we shall see. I don't think, you know, American citizens have anything to really be worried about at the moment, but or you know, I don't think it's as serious as some people make it out to be. A lot of people do that fear mongering thing,
Yep.
but yeah, it's just something to pay attention to, I'd say.
Oh yeah, definitely. You hit a big point, that fear mongering thing. I was at a physical therapy spot getting my little workout in the other day, and I hear like I think some news that dropped down about some, and then like the front desk lady, she fucking going off on a tangent. They even have a draft. I'm going ahead and shoot myself in the foot. Yeah, I'm like, bro, like it is not that serious. There's not drafting your 40-year-old bad knee having ass anyway. But I think a lot of people, man, I don't know what it is about the negativity or what it is about it. Like some people have made a career off just fear mongering. Like that Libs a TikTok lady. Her whole shtick is just making conservative shit they pants. You know what I'm saying? Every day it's immigrants hopping over the border. Half her followers live in like bumfuck Iowa or some fucking where. It's like ain't nobody invading fucking middle of nowhere out Iowa to fuck with you. You're all right over there in your town of 500 fucking people. But this is, I think, another thing. I think the election year is greatly affecting how this is actually playing out here. Like I said, these people got poll numbers. We know they already run through social media and do their test about what's going on. I think they actually like soft launch things through social media and see how people's going to react to them. And you know, we got a looming election, so they're gonna be like, they see it's not popular right now. They see it's not popping to be all in on the Netanyahu train, so they chilling for now. But I think if this happened maybe 2 years ago, you probably seen a very different reaction, yo. I think they've been getting those Raytheon fucking Northrop Grumman fucking dollars, right?
Right.
But it's like, nah, it ain't popping. But at the same time, still funding the hell out of Israel. You know what I'm saying? Like, they may not be putting boots on ground, which they know ain't popular, but they definitely is spending them checks. I'm pulling this site right here, USAID Israel in the 4 charts, and it shows Israel has been the largest cumulative recipient of U.S. foreign aid since its founding, receiving about $300 billion with a big B in total economic and military assistance. If you see here where the majority of foreign aid goes, it ain't even close, yo. This is like 1996 Bulls versus the rest of the NBA, bro. Like they crushing it. So if you want to know where your tax dollars is going, look no further than that. So, but as far as like this World War III talk, I'm like you. I agree with you on that point. I don't see no world wars going on. Honestly, the U.S. doesn't really go to war with anybody that has like a stable fucking military anyway, yo. Because that's not profit driven, yo. You know what I'm saying? You don't attack places with air forces and shit like that. You bomb huts and shit. That's where you get the money. So I think it's a little bit, but I think people love to spread that shit. I think they love to talk about it. I think they like to fucking people just drawn to negativity and whatever they can get out of it and shit. Yeah. This is that grifter age, yo, where like all these people, pundits, just want to sit at the crib and get paid, just making people shit they pants. So
and also too, I think there's like this thing where like people like crave chaos, and they crave the type of chaos that they don't really even like understand like the magnitude of. Like, you claim like if you want all these bombs to be thrown, like, do you really want your life to be affected in that way? I mean, just keep it a buck. Like, you know, there's like from both sides, there's this like warmongering thing, you know, to where like, oh, well, the resistance isn't escalating enough. You know, they're not doing enough and America ain't doing enough. And it's just like, why are y'all trying to like, you know, escalate something to where, you know what I mean? And you're not in that position, you know, you're not one that's going to have to suffer the consequences. But if you keep rooting for the things you're claiming for, you just might, you know? And it's like, you know, you would think these people are the most prepared and the most armed, militant, ready on the front lines. They feeding their community. You know, y'all ain't even doing nothing. And y'all weren't talking about this war talk. You're going to get smoked, bud. You're going to be helpless just like everybody else. Like, you know, I don't know who people really think they is, but, you know, I just say just pay attention and watch and see what unfolds. You know, I can't do nothing. That's between Israel and Palestine, but watch, you know what I mean? So, you know, just watch and make your decisions from there. But all that fear mongering they do and the warmongering and the narratives, like, it's kind of just like so overzealous and exaggerated. And I get kind of sick of that.
Yeah, I seen what's the name got ratioed the other day on Twitter. Yes, Jules put up something along the lines of like, you know, like, why my generation, we're on verge of World War III, and our generation is talking about the new Drake drop or some shit. And then she was getting like, what the hell you want us to do? Like, what you want us to do? Tweet about it, post about it? Like, what the fuck you gonna do? You're not in a position as a politician to stop nothing. You know what I'm saying? You half these people don't even fucking vote, which is pointless if you want to get into that. But anyway, like, what the fuck you want people to do from their fucking living room or from their couch? Yo, it's a wrap. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing you can do. So why are you so concerned about it? You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck your skinny ass doing? Get over there and handle it. I seen.
Okay, catch a flight. Like,
yeah, get your flight, get your kit. Shit. I'll buy you. I got 5 on your flight. Yes, Jules. If you want to get over there, get it crack-a-lacking. Shit.
Okay. You know, and that's a funny thing too. People really think like all these tweets and these threads is like doing actual work. Like people be real serious and think like, I guess they think because they came to a certain position off of rhetoric, they seen that if they just keep spreading this rhetoric, some resistance is gonna rise up from the ashes. And these people are delusional, just impractical, and just reactionary. To be frank.
Yeah, you gotta get off your ass, yo. You know what to say? Tupac say, I got advice from my father. What he told me was this, nigga, get off your ass if you plan to be. Well, you got to get off your ass, yo. You cannot. A lot of people think they can get movements going on the internet, and you can start some shit maybe on the internet. Of course, we in the age where you can start some shit. But if you really, really want to make a movement, you're gonna have to get out on your fucking feet still to this day, yo. Nobody's fearing those fucking tweets. Nobody's fearing those fucking Facebook posts or Instagram posts. They can gauge some shit off of it, but they're not fearing that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You see people try to run a whole campaign. Who's that dude? The Marcel for Congress dude. He basically tried to Twitter his way to fucking a campaign. Came in third behind Twitter black people running in a 66% black fucking county against 2 other black people. And he's running on reparations. Yeah, you come in third, bro. You know what I'm saying? You had to get outside, bro. Like, these people don't want to get off their ass. So I think that's one thing I will say. The crazy, like more so progressive people do. They do get out there and do fucking, if you agree with it or not, they'll go out there fucking sit in traffic like some dummies, and they'll go out there and sit in some fucking city hall or some shit like that. But it seems like the rational people, like the people who want to America first, like they just sit on their ass and shit. They not. This is like the extent of their shit. So, you know what I'm saying? This superiority complex of America needs to be the world police type. That crowd right there, man, I truly don't get that. But I do think it's just shifting a little bit after the whole Afghanistan, all that shit. I think people's a little leery more of war these days. So I think that's a good thing. That's a good thing. As long as them poll numbers show what they show, I think maybe they'll stay out of, some bullshit for a little while at least.
Right.
Yeah. So that's all I got. I'm gonna get off this topic. We said the I word 55 million times. I'm about to be flagged all over motherfucking some shit. But anyway, to a little lighter subject, unless you got anything left.
No.
All right. We got Hartenstein, I think they call it, when he had this also this Creole lady basically saying they're black, which in their phenotype, if you can look. So I'll put up this first video. And you can judge for yourself here. Pause this.
Let's just jump right into it. Are you black?
Explain your blackness.
It's like light skin. I'm bright skin.
Ooh.
So, like,
okay.
above,
bright skin. I like that.
I'm above.
My child's bright skin.
I'm above light skin. Yeah, my dad's black. Anytime people find out, y'all know Kim Peel. Like when Barack Obama going in, white man handshake different, black. When they find out I'm black,
you got the good handshake.
It changes. It's the whole vibe. The whole vibe changes. It goes from, hey, Zay, how you doing? Hey, yo, Zay, what up, man? You good? I think Hart did the same thing. He's like, oh,
it's a pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you.
I'm black. It changes. Oh,
yeah, I heard you was black, but I found out you was black. I was like, yo, that's crazy.
Define your blackness. All right, that's one of the videos we got here. We also had looks of controversy with this lady down in New Orleans who's Creole, but says she's black or whatever. So pull this up, and this has been ringing bells on the internet as well.
Less education, okay? If both your parents aren't black, you're not black. Did I say my parents weren't black? No. So where'd you get that from? TikTok, this is for educational purposes only. Let me school you on something about Louisiana folks. So first off, my parents was born in the 50s. And because you had the 1% rule, I know. They on their birth certificates says colored. What does colored mean? A plethora of colors. But colored also back in the day meant black. So if both my parents have colored on their birth certificates, don't they mean they colored, they black, according to the government? So try again with your comment. Thank you.
According to the government. All right, remember that phrase right there. And she followed up after she got roasted on social media, and now she crying.
And I've seen a bunch of videos people did on my behalf. And I want to thank y'all, not just y'all, but all of my supporters. That's why I'm in tears, because as much as people can hate on me, they got a lot of people out there that really love me, that really fuck with me. I was here trying to make a video of my lunch today, and I don't even know if I can finish making it because I'm sick to my stomach. I don't even want to eat. I'm tired of getting the fucking attacked and having to defend myself. I'm tired. I never said I was 100% black. I told y'all what I was mixed with. I'm multi-ethnic, and stop saying I'm biracial. I am not biracial. Both of my parents are a la black Creoles. They're not. I don't have a white parent and a black parent or a Chinese parent and another. I'm not biracial. I'm multi-ethnic. I was raised to be black. I was raised as a black woman. So I don't care what y'all say. It don't matter. I know who I am. Y'all can't come on here and tell me. And I don't give a fuck what you think. If I tell you what I'm telling you, that's because I've been living me for 45 years. How dare y'all come around here fucking with me? I don't fuck with nobody like that. I'm a good, kind-hearted person, but y'all won't even fucking think. Y'all just want to shoot jabbing at me, talking about what y'all think, what y'all think, what y'all think. It don't matter what you think. It is what it is. How about that? But I ain't even going to focus on y'all negative-ass motherfuckers. I'm about to start blocking people. But to y'all that rock with me and that love me, I love y'all to death. Y'all are like family to me. And I'll be a ride or die friend for y'all.
Go ahead, sister. Go ahead. Let me stop fucking. But you see the two videos, and the first one was Hartenstein. He's a New York Knick. And then after these videos, you basically had the same old. The debate rages on. A lot of people still don't know the difference between like ethnic versus race versus culture or whatever. And that's never gonna stop. My question to you, we see what's going on. We see the movement. People still following the one drop rule, blah, 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 blah. Does black even mean anything at this point in time? Do you think that there is a meaning behind black? I got my ideas for the shit, at this point, but I want to hear what you think after watching those two, those brothers and sisters in Christ that we got here. What do you think?
Man, every time the conversation around blackness comes up, I get a little flack, and I get it. I ain't even mad at the flack I get, because I get it. I'm not. How do I put this? I say being black means so many different things within America alone. Let alone when you take it outside of America and apply it to all these other nations everywhere. You know what I mean? Everybody got their misconceptions. Like, you know what I mean? We seen the Tyler issue when she said she was colored. We seen it when, people was talking about you're not black if you're not black American. We seen it it's just been so many different arguments about what it means to be black that black means something, but it means something different to everybody. And I think blackness is a bit static and incoherent. And it's why I'm not one that because a lot of people say when I, critique blackness, they say, oh, so you just want to get rid of black and you just want to be African, you colorblind. Like, no, it ain't that. I'm not disavowing, my own blackness. I know that I'm seen as black, and I got really no personal problem with somebody calling me black, because that's what I am. But to think, and I think when it comes to identity, we just, especially those that are like kind of the more conscious minded, have to kind of really think, because I look at identity as like allegiance, you know what I mean? And if you are, ones, because a lot of this flack I get from fellow Pan-Africanists, who are like, there's like a rift between who's African and who's not. And some are just pro-black Africans and some are just pro-Africans, period. I'm kind of somewhere in the middle of that.
Word.
And so, I think it's just, I mean, it's race science a lot too. A lot of people are bringing in, these one drop rules. I'm sorry, but this lady is not, for some people who like to say, oh, well, black means African, you test this woman's they gonna have minimal probably African genetics. Keep it a buck, which
sun dodger right there, bro.
But is she not black because she grew up in the culture and all her friends and family, woo woo woo, and it's like, I mean, I don't really know what to say. Because let's say, okay, you know what, we're gonna say she not black. Now what? You know what I mean? Exactly. There's still many different other aspects of blackness with, more obvious black people too. I think that people really need to let go of all that race science talk and all this one drop rule. And I'll be honest, if not to even try to like in defense of this lady, because I got some opinions on Louisiana, but I let Louisiana rock, and Louisiana can be Louisiana.
Yeah, you let them be. They feed your ass to alligator down it.
You know what I mean? But for me is, if a biracial person can be black and they got a whole white daddy or a white mama, and you telling me the Cajun Creole can't be black either, and her parents was both nothing more than biracials that went down the line and mixed. So I mean, like, come on, at what point, like, who decides, like, okay, you know what, this the line for blackness. If you got more than this, if Buddy telling you, he can go tell somebody, look, my great granddaddy was black, and he a whole dang ginger, and he getting dapped up by the community. I mean, hey, what can I say? You know exactly. What I mean? So I think the whole like conversation is getting to the point where it's just kind of not getting anywhere, and I don't think it really ever will. It just, blackness means to whatever black person tell you it means to them, and that's just how it's gonna be. I don't know. Like, I really don't know.
Yeah, it's like you got a phenotypical black, and then you have part of the culture black, and then, like I said, once you start getting race science, which I take some flack, but I say it all the time, that shit is pseudo than a motherfucker. Like, I did some research into that shit. I'm a curious mind, I'm like, who even decided like this white, yellow, brown, you know what I'm saying, shit? And then you go back and there's a bunch of crackers, there's a bunch of white folk that is I always say people, I was like, Johann Blumenbach is rolling in his grave right now. People don't even know what the fuck that is, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But if you go back into the history and the zoology shit, it's a bunch of bullshit. Like, it literally, like, you're playing into the whole like white supremacy. I hate using that fucking term, but I'll use it for this example. You playing into the whole narrative, because that's what that shit was invented for, That shit was invented to be like, okay, we trying to colonize some shit. You don't believe in Jesus and you brownish. We just gonna take your shit. You know what I'm saying? Manifest destiny type of shit, right? That's literally all that shit was invented for. Before then, you wasn't known as black. And go back in the fucking 1200s or 1300s. We've been around 500,000 years, to be honest with you. You don't see no fucking accounts of black and white. That shit is nonsense. You see, you was Zulu, you was, you know what I mean, Yoruba, you was fucking, you know what I'm saying, you was Welsh, Dutch, whatever the fuck, where the fuck you come from. And that's what it was. It wasn't all this other shit. And I think that's part of the reason you have like a big identity crisis type of deal, because you literally trying to fight, you're trying to put logic to pseudo. And when you try to put logic to pseudo, the fucking house of cards falls apart. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, talk about it.
You know what I mean? It falls apart. Now you got the one drop rule. Who's black? Who's not? Blah, 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 blah. My thing is, where is like the Black Tribe Council? Like, who's vetting who? Like, if you're going to a job application and this lady puts black on the application, is the fucking race police going to pull up and be like, where's your papers at that you're fucking black? You know what I'm saying? If Hartenstein goes to the cookout, is somebody going to kick him out and take his plate? You know what I'm saying? Does he have to walk around with a picture of his daddy around? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's literally nothing going to fucking happen. You know what I'm saying? I did my fucking ancestry DNA test. I'm like 7% European. Let me check right on the box. You think somebody gonna come like arrest me or some shit? You know what I'm saying? Honestly, I'm gonna go to places and be like, what's more advantageous? What are y'all hiring right now? I'm gonna check whatever fuck, because it's a bunch of bullshit, right? That's why I rock with more so ideology, yo. What's your ideology to shit? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Phenotype does matter, of course. You know, you want people that look like you populating the world. You want to keep your bloodline going. You don't want your grandfather to look like, be like, who the fuck is these people in my bloodline, right? But at the same time, I'm not finna play these race games with these cats, bro. I'm not finna fucking, especially in America where it's so fucked up. At least like fucked up places like as fucked up as South Africa, at least they got like that middle category. Every other place seems to have like this colored or this mulatto or this whatever the fuck term they want to use, but America is like white and black, that's it. And we still playing the one drop rule, which is fucking people up. You know what I'm saying? It's fucking people up. So if this lady, and I guarantee you the one funny thing I put it up earlier, you probably saw it, like the one thing I put up, I like, you probably go to Louisiana, tell this lady she ain't black, say talk some shit to her, you probably have a bunch of motherfucking niggas stomping your ass out, to be honest with you.
Okay.
I bet her damn kids black as shit. I guarantee you it'll be some motherfuckers riding. So my question is, if you claim something, as long as you got enough motherfuckers backing you up, ain't nobody gonna come say it to your face, then shit, what they gonna do about it? You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
What you gonna do about it? So
right, wasn't no need for you to come cry on social media.
Yeah, that's
you be alright. You got your kids acting like people. You know what I mean? Come on now.
You 45 years old. Get off social media. This is a place of hate. You go through the comments of anything, yo, you just gonna be like fucked up. That's why I say, as like a creative or whatever, yo, I just put shit out there and I don't even listen to motherfuckers.
Okay, mute that thing. I love that mute button.
Yeah, you too old to be crying on motherfucking social media, lady. But you know, it is what it is, yo. Like, she 45, she'll learn her fucking lesson one of these days. Stop making fuck. You put yourself out there on TikTok like that, they gonna fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? So
okay,
you know what I mean? Ain't nobody, no sympathy over here, sister. Black up. You know what I'm saying? Like,
go talk to your people, man. Them TikTok is not nice. It's a mess over there.
Exactly. Like, we finna get off. You know, some people just like, yo, I'm coming here and I'm roasting. You feel me? Shout out to the matron out there. This is the problem with people of color discussion. Big facts. I don't even use that POC term, matron. She could pass, and that's all that matters. Exactly. She got a little kink in her hair. I'm sure she dating probably a brother or something. You know what I'm saying? So that's all that really matters. So that's fucking that person of color term is the worst shit that ever fucking happened. I agree with you there, but that's all I got for these two, man. Like I said, I don't waste my time with the whole race science discussion anymore, yo. Whatever you want to be, you fucking go for it, yo. Be from fucking Mars. Have these people claiming they Pocahontas and shit these days, so I don't even.
Okay.
From the tribe or whatever the fuck. So do your thing, yo. I really don't care. I rock with those who rock with me, and that's all it is. You know what I'm saying? Check the ideology at the door. If you ain't, even if you black as hell and you on some other type shit, I might not fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, ideology matters, yo. So
it does. Absolutely.
Yeah. So that's all I got. You got anything on our fellow black people?
No, I ain't got no more on the Creole Queen. Here I go.
Word up. And shout out. Speaking of going the other way, OJ Simpson. I think he want to be he just OJ at one point. He not even a color. He just OJ. But rest in peace, rest up, man. He passed away. We got shit popping up. And as he passed away, I think what was it, day before yesterday or something like that. But the what's the name of his family? Goldman family, one of the two victims of the alleged knife attack, and they was talking about they still want their bread. You feel me? So he says OJ Simpson still owes the Goldman family around $100 million. I don't think OJ had $100 million before he passed, but you never know. And the Goldman family sees they plan to go after the estate of OJ. There's still, the lawyer goes on saying here that the lawyer basically is trying to fight to make sure they don't get anything. OJ Simpson had ballooned the debt over $100 million over decades, but he also has not paid it off in full, according to the Goldman family attorney David Cook, who spoke with the Daily Mail in reaction to Simpson's passing. We have to start over here. We're going to work on that. There might be something out there. We've had this problem for a long, long time. He added, it could be in a trust, it could be in a probate, it could be all gone. Hopefully he gave that shit away if he did have anything. For the Goldman family, paying for the civil trial has been drawn out, difficult process. Notably, the decision resulted in Simpson sports memorabilia being auctioned off for thousands of dollars, raising money for the bereaved family. So they've already got the memorabilia, and they still The debt reached over 96 million in June 2022. So are they putting interest on that thing? Ron's father, Fred Goldman, criticized Simpson for only making relatively small payments throughout the years. Did they think that man that's 70-some years old was going to hustle up on $100 million? But throw this out there to you, Leroy. What you think about O.J. Simpson's passing? And what do you think about this idea of that family going after the estate? Should they just get over it, or are they in a right to try to get whatever the fuck they can get up out of
there? Rest in peace, OJ. As far as the family coming after his estate, I mean, I guess you can come after somebody's estate after they pass, you know. Woo, woo. It doesn't seem like OJ when he was alive had 100 million, let alone has it now. And like you said, I hope he, you know, divvied up that bread in a way to where, you know, ain't nothing much in that estate but like $50, you know. Okay. We got you on $100, all right. Keep it pushing, but to come after his family, I mean, that's in his children and stuff like that. That's kind of ridiculous, and I don't support that at all, you know. And I hope they really lose that court case for real, you know. I mean, I get over it, but like I don't know what to tell you, like. You know, Buddy old than a mug too. Like, you know what I mean? What you need 100 million for? Like, you know, you should be cool. And I'm sure you're probably sad. If you got enough money to pay for all these lawyers and over the years and all these court cases and proceedings over the years, and I think you should be all right. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, exactly. What are you getting out of that at this point? That's just like some spite shit at this point. You know what I'm saying? Like, literally. I don't think them people are that far gone or far off that they expect anything from it. I think, like I said, it's just some spite shit. But at this point, OJ gone. You feel me? Like, you're basically just tapping into his kids. His kids ain't do shit to deserve, you know, to have anything they have go away. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay. And I'm sure he's paid millions of dollars at this point. I'm sure he's paid millions of dollars, and he wasn't even convicted of the crime, which is crazy to me that you can win the criminal case and still have like be sued on the civil side. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get that the threshold for that is lower, but that's crazy. I was found not guilty. So I guess it's a difference between being found innocent and not guilty, right? But that to me is crazy in itself. But I think they got what they can get out of this man at this point. Let that boy, let that man's kids get a little something if it's something left. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, he probably got grandbabies. What the grandbabies gonna have? Like, y'all trying to take everything. Like you said, they even probably got millions already. Y'all be all right. Y'all be all right.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't gonna blame dead or nothing, but I mean, you creeping around with the wrong joint too. You're like, shit, I ain't finna fucking you fucking with OJ crazy ass. I'm gonna pass on that. Cole, I'm straight. Like, but you know, like I said, I ain't gonna blame the dead, but at the same time, you know, when somebody's gone, they're gone. You know what I'm saying? And you know, if you believe in the afterlife, you don't believe in the afterlife or whatever, I'm sure you're gonna have some comeuppance. I believe in karma. So if he did do it, you know, I'm sure. And in the last of his life, it's not like he lived in luxury. It's not like he was living a great life or anything like that. I'm sure he was ostracized. I seen a video of some chick like walking up to OJ, like shaking his hand while he's doing some interview after the fact. She's like, I never shook the hand of a murderer. I just wanted to do that. And he's like, okay, that's all right. You know, like if you imagine this flack that Mike Vick had for just killing dogs, imagine what, you know, OJ's life at the end, you know, when he wasn't even beloved, when he was hated, you know, when they auction off all his shit, you know, when he couldn't go nowhere without them being like, this murdering ass guy, you know. So I'm sure the last year of his life wasn't fucking pleasant as well. You know what I'm saying? So that's part of the comeuppance as well if he did do it. So but at this point, you know, the fuck, you know what I'm saying? Move on, brother. You know, move on, dude. What are you, like 80, 90 fucking years old? Like, move on, man. Your kid been gone for a while. That's how I feel about it. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't even an OJ fan. Yo, OJ was jab pushing and shit. OJ was talking mad shit. But you know, I ain't gonna hold no for you. I was taught not to speak ill of the dead to a certain extent. There's a couple people I say fuck them. But outside of that though, I don't speak ill on the dead. But it is what it is, yo. I think we got something else. I think Cameron and Mace said something about it too. Let me pull this up, see if it's anything relevant on here. All right, Mason Cameron. Shout out to Mason Cameron, man. They got a dope pod. It is what it is, pod. But they basically Said it's a very sad day. I don't know about all that. I ate a meal and went about my day. But May said he was at a loss for words. Additionally, shared that it didn't seem real. The 48-year-old said, for me, it's a real surreal moment because I was definitely looking forward to OJ next season. So apparently they was going to have him on the podcast. It's probably why they felt a little bit better. I think he did come on there one time. He continued to have a lot of great ideas that I was talking with Cam about early in the year about other shows that we're going to do with OJ Simpson. So this is a real touching moment for me. Mace was clearly bothered by the news. In addition, he took time to compose himself. Been around the world rapper, so I need a moment to get all my thoughts together, but I have a lot I want to share. I'll make sure it comes to the right place. Pause. He's still pausing. How you on a how you on the sad moment? They still busting out the pause, but it just goes on to speak about how he was sad, about the past and they was gonna work together and shit like that. So, but that's all I got, man. The juice is out of here. You got anything left, Lero?
Yeah, I wanted to ask because OJ was a little bit before my time. But I know he's a football player. Was he a good football player? Like, was he like?
Oh, yeah, he was a Heisman winner. He was a Heisman winner, and he's a Hall of Famer. Literally was a Hall of Famer. That means he was like one of the best at his position. It was a little bit before my time. I ain't that damn old, right? He played like I see you throwing shots. I ain't that, but he played in the 70s and shit. But he was pretty good, man. He was pretty good, especially back in that time. Back in that time, they weren't even paying them cats like that, which is another reason why he probably ain't got the bread like some of these other people who may have $100 million sitting around. He played in the 70s. They spent half the motherfuckers had to get a part-time job on the side if you wasn't a star. Right. So yeah, he was pretty good though. I mostly remember him from the movies. He was doing like these comedies back in the 80s, like Naked Guns, late in the early 90s and shit. Naked Gun 33 and a third and all these stupid movies and shit. I know him more for that than actually playing football. Like I think I missed that part. But yeah, he's pretty good.
Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to know.
Yeah. But that's all I got on that. Let's move on to it's pandering season. We got Kamala Harris recently presented an ad. I hadn't heard from her in about 3.5 years. Where's she been at, Joe? They seem like they just bring her out strictly for campaign season. Let me pull up the ad that she did here, trying to get you to go vote. Go vote. No hot sauce. Stand there. I'm gonna turn the music down because they're gonna hit us. But this is the cast for the different world, as you can see. All right, I'm gonna stop it there. You get the gist of what's going on. She's basically bringing out the cast of a different world. As we know, Kamala proudly went to a HBCU, and she makes sure it every election season. And they had basically a fictional, was it a fictional college, I think, on a different world? I'm not sure if it actually exists. What college did they go to in that show? I'm not sure. I don't want to misspeak. Hillman. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's no real fucking Hillman. But she spoke on where she's had them come for some reason to the fucking White House and do a photo op, I guess, for this ad. We also seen Joe, I think he did some shit. He was sitting down eating chicken with black folks. And even the conservatives getting in on. I seen the Donald, the orange guy. He was in Chick-fil-A buying shakes and sandwiches and shit for people. So my question is, will we keep, or at least black folks keep falling for the okey doke? Do you think this will be effective? Like the get your booty to the polls, we were about to get your booty to the polls and other ads that we've seen throughout the years. Do you think they're gonna tone it down this year a little bit? Can they kind of see through the weeds this year, maybe read the room a little bit, or what do you think?
When I seen this video, my question is like, what is this supposed to do? Like, we supposed to see an In Living Color reunion and be like, oh yeah, we should definitely go vote for Biden them now. Like, what? And it really goes to show how they see us, and how they create these like caricatures and like really kind of bogus, like kind of like mocking you narratives. And we really jump up for that, because I think now you definitely have a lot of people like, what, these Democrats are done. And I don't see the Democrats winning the election this year, but you never know. Because they still got a bunch of black people who will just, got soul ties with the Democrats. And they're not trying to hear nothing. They'll make excuses. They'll tell lies. They'll do anything to tell you that voting for the Democrats is best for Black people. And it's like the two raw, two reals of the world. You just can't tell them people nothing. You just can't tell them nothing. But I definitely think all this propaganda, this chicken eating, watermelon eating stuff they trying to do to get Black people to vote for them is not finna work no more. Like, no, it's not, And I think too, like that whole kind of narrative in general, like the new what's that new show, that new cartoon show they got going on?
Oh, you talking about the Good Times? They trying to
Reboot Good Time, man.
Oh Lord, they stopped.
Yeah, nobody's going for that. That stuff's not funny. You know what I mean? We don't think that's cute. We don't think that's funny. That's not entertainment. I didn't feel endearing. Didn't feel none of that. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it's, kind of offensive and like anti-Black, or like people like to say, like, because what's going on? And I definitely think if the Democrats want even a chance at winning the next election, they're gonna have to get real serious about their campaigning and about what they want. Because look, hey, a lot of Black folks is not, it used to be before, when you see people critiquing the Democrats, it wouldn't get that much hype, but you get on social media now, it's a lot more Black people that are like, I don't want nothing to do with these Democrats. And yeah, I do critique those that immediately are like, oh, I'm pro-Trump, we love Trump, we're gonna switch Republican. I kind of think that's a little silly too. But look, if you riding with them Democrats at this point, I don't know what to tell you. I don't have no understanding for you. I'm gonna let you rock out on your own. That's all I can say.
Exactly. Like, I think the biggest difference between like now and maybe let's say 2020 is that niggas is broke. We broke. Like, motherfuckers' money is fucked up. Yo, they pay $8 for eggs. Yo, they pay. So I think this is probably. I know they do this is the biggest election thing every 4 years. I really don't give a shit about a lot of stuff they talking about. But I will say, like, when you start hitting people's pockets, when they start really feeling in the pockets, yo, you see a lot of things change, yo. And I think between now and then, I think you've seen a lot of people who money is funny right now, yo. They paying more for basically everything, paying more for rent and mortgages, paying more for food. And I'm talking about the basic necessities, gasoline, paying more for electricity, paying more for cars, used cars, new cars, paying more for everything. And the wages haven't kept up with that. So when you see that, that really swings things, and a lot of people, I think, would even never have considered maybe even voting outside that Democrat fucking blue area. Like, shit, if my money is funny, if they can get the money right, I don't care who you put Davy Duke in there, I don't give a shit. Just get this motherfucking eggs down, right? So I think the whole propaganda they tried to pull last time was like, yo, this is so racist, and I don't even think that's gonna work nowadays. And even now, a lot of communities, particularly where I'm from in Chicago and stuff like that, are now having to deal with a lot of New York. There are a lot of immigrants and shit, where they're doing giveaways, they giving these people, cards with money, they giving these people jobs, they giving these people houses, shit. And a lot of these people like, I'm been fucked up out here, been here all my life paying taxes, and cats get over here. So I think that's really gonna hit them as well. These sanctuary cities and shit, I think that's really gonna come back to bite them in the ass, because a lot of people ain't going for that. And of course, they're not going to put them in Beverly Hills. They're not going to set these people up. You've seen what happened when they try to put them out there in Martha's Vineyard. They sent them there, they sent them right back, right? So they don't want them in there, but you know where they is going to put them at? They're going to put them in Inglewood in Chicago, right? They're going to put them in parts of the Bronx in New York. They're going to put them, in parts of Philly, you know what I mean? In neighborhoods where you at. And people is fucking not having that, yo. I seen them shut down a school to house immigrants in it. You feel me? So yeah. That's gonna be the big thorn in their side this election. I don't think they can even like race fear people into like being like, because y'all just as bad. Not to mention y'all running fucking Jim Crow. Like, you know what I'm saying? Right? I was saying that from jump even before today. I'm like, yo, y'all really debating this one? Like, who's less problematic to black folk? Like, y'all really debating this between these two cats? Like, come on now.
Okay.
come on now. At this point, you might just say who least likely to fuck my money up, which I was saying from the jump. Like, who least likely to fuck the money up? And motherfuckers weren't going. Now you got what you got. Shout out to Matron. Joe Biden is running ads in local markets that speak of his accomplishments. It's not working in the D. Shout out to the D. They're my cousins in Chicago. Yeah, man. I don't think people going though. When your money funny, you don't really care what nobody else talking about. You just know you want to make a change. And the easiest change you can do is just vote for somebody different than what you've been voting for. Like I said, I can debate the whole if voting is relevant thing, which I got my own thoughts to that. But I'm just saying for the general public, they're gonna be like, man, fuck this. I'm going I'm going to the other side. My buddy funny, yo. It's funny. I had people that secretly, like, I know they was talking about even the last election. They was like, shit, I'll keep it real with you. I ain't gonna tell nobody, but shit, I voted for the other candidate.
Yeah, I know some of those folks too.
I was more so vocal. I didn't vote for neither one. I always vote though. I've been voting third party for forever. If I do vote, I really don't care about the federal elections or whatever. I think the judges and sheriffs and shit like that matter way more in the grand scheme of things. But I was speaking out. Like I said, I give everybody smoke, right? But man, I had people blocking me. I had family members calling my line. Like, motherfucker won't call you to wish you happy birthday, but they call me about this old white man who I'm voting for. They're like, bro, you got to vote for Joe. What did you? I'm like, bro, y'all serious right now, yo? I don't think I'm gonna get them calls this year, but
right. Look, ain't nobody said nothing to me yet.
It been quiet on the home front. It been real quiet, but that's all I got. But now, let me ask you this. Let me follow up with that. Like, do you think that it's gonna be some funny business this election? Do you think it's gonna be like somebody gonna pull some other shit? Maybe we gonna get some fucking riot type of shit. Maybe it's gonna be another pandemic or something. What do you think is gonna be some funny business before then?
I think it's a possibility, because I think as things go on and the Democrats really see that I don't think the general public rocking with y'all like that. I believe, they going to get a little bit desperate, to try to pull it off too. Because I think one of the big differences now, especially given the whole like geopolitical terrain when it comes to Republicans and Democrats, is how they handle foreign policy, and I think that's the big rift, between like the war when it comes to Democrats versus Republicans as themselves ain't so much about the general population. It's about how they handling that foreign policy. And so that rift between them, who's going to remain in power and who's going to, affect the decisions of the nation, it's going to get there. And I think from both sides too, I definitely think it's a big deal for who's in power and who's going to be running the foreign affairs of the nation, when it comes to the Democrats versus Republicans. As far as the general population goes, I mean, I don't think either of them care. I mean, shoot, has Biden went to Ohio yet for that train wreck that then collapsed and harmed all them peoples with them harsh chemicals? Oh, he ain't stopped by, man. Come on now, like. And I think, the general population kind of gets that, like, that the Democrats do not care about what's going on in their own nation. And they too busy tied up being warmongers and stuff. And I think, low key too, I think the Republicans might do a little bit better job at maintaining some of this warmongering stuff. I low key might believe Trump. If he said, this wouldn't have happened to Israel if he was in power. It might not, because these Democrats have been tripping. I mean, these last couple, man, they've been bugging. So look.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I think that's
it's
the
a
big
possibility.
thorn. Yeah, I say that big thorn. A lot of people mad about that Palestine shit. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people still mad about the Ukraine shit too. So I think that's really fucking them up too. I think that's really gonna be a thorn in their side, on top of like you got three things: the immigration joint, and them two wars. And I think people salty about that. They see how much money getting handed out while they struggling too. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's a bad look, homie. Even the blue-haired crazy weirdo people is like, you need a ceasefire in Gaza. They salty about that shit. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, looking ugly out here, but That's all I got, yo. I think we're gonna get definitely some more pandering going on. So get prepared, get your hats on, make sure you have some Netflix or something. Make sure you have a good book or something to watch, because media is gonna be unwatchable for the next probably few months, starting around June, July. It's gonna get real ugly out here. Go and get outside, go touch some grass or something, because it ain't be fucking able to watch it. All right. Straighten this out. Let's get to our last topic here. Kai Cenat. That's how you pronounce this guy's name? I never knew.
I think so. I don't know.
I'm old and washed. I don't really fuck with this dude. But I'm gonna pull him up. They got a lot of the FBA ADOS cats saying that he insulted Black American culture right here. So let me pull this out.
All my mods who are not cultured at all, stop dick riding. I don't want to hear, like, when I'm asking general questions, I'm not asking y'all niggas. Stop dick riding. Y'all niggas is black. You're black. You're just black.
Just be yourself and hit them with hey. Also, I just bowed the Anarchy hoodie yesterday. Can't wait. Finna resubscribe in a little W female viewer. Big 2 months December 9th.
Thank you so much. Bro, you're just fully American. You're African American, bro. That's it. How was that see you in 30? That wasn't an insult. That was strictly you're black. You're not Trinidadian. You're not Jamaican. You're not African. You're not word. You're not Ghanaian. You're not Dominican. You're not Puerto Rican. You're not Cuban. You are American.
I farted so loud.
What the hell? But now just to get some context, boy, on what I at least think this is about. He recently did a trip to Jamaica or something, and he brought a couple little nerdy streaming dudes, and they was basically over there humping on people, doing dirty wine. They're doing the dirty wine. But they was over there. And I think, a lot of because they only give you a minute. I'm always skeptical when I see clips of like a 3 hour, 2 hour pod or something. You get like a minute clip. And basically, I think people was giving them flack about like this. That's what the culture is just like whining on people. You know what I'm saying? Like you bring other people over there saying like this is part of the culture or whatever. And I think this was him responding to it, saying that y'all not, you're not from Trinidad or you're not from the Caribbean to even speak on what the fuck they was doing out there. But the way, I think they chopped the clip up makes it look like he's insulting Black Americans, when I really didn't hear him say no culture. The whole thing behind this is that he said Black Americans have no culture or something like that, which I didn't hear that in that rant, But what do you think, Lyra?
Yeah, based on that minute clip, I mean, it just seemed too short for me to really like take anything from it. Like, I don't know what he's talking about or what he's referring to. I did see the little, social media outrage when it came to what was going on in Jamaica. Forgive me, don't beat me. But I don't get how, what he did was anything different than what we've seen from some of these carnivals. Like, exactly. You know what I mean? The freaky flip and gymnastics and all that twerking and stuff. I mean, it was just kind of routine for what I've seen, But, I'm not creepy. I'm not going to speak on that. But, from some of the people I talk to, too, they'll tell you, like, we didn't really get down with all that. They kind of see it as kind of like a degenerate thing. But, I think that's a more so Caribbean conversation. So I'll leave that alone. But, I think too, when it comes to like all these like diaspora wars and these narratives from like all angles, is that while people try to act like it's a social media thing, it's not even. A lot of the things that you hear on social media, I've heard before I logged into Twitter. You know what I mean? I think, a lot of these narratives that, us as African Americans say about other groups and the things that other groups say about us are a lot of things that, that we have heard and had riffs on in real life, and so it's not just a social media narrative. But, I didn't, in that clip with Kai, I can't really talk down about Kai because I ain't see nothing in that clip for me to say like, oh yeah, he was talking specifically about us or said something that was just out negative or saying we didn't have culture. I didn't see that from that clip, so I can't really, nail him down for that. But I think all that streaming stuff silly. I'll never watch anybody stream anything, especially not no game like they playing video game. I don't know what even is done in that little room. I'll be honest, I don't know what's going on when all this streaming stuff. I don't know who half these guys are. Like I'd be clueless for real when it comes to that. So yeah, I just think it's unfortunate that we, us as Black people, as Africans in the diaspora, that we have like some of these all these negative opinions about each other, and whatnot. And I think people, those sentiments are kind of gonna always exist. Some people just not rocking with certain stuff, and it's gonna be like that. I think just rock with the people that rock with you. And like you was mentioned earlier, ideology matters most. Get with the people that's in line with your ideology, no matter who they is, whatever that may be. And so that's all I can really say on that.
Yeah, and like I was saying earlier, the clip is so short. I need to see what happened before. You don't see what happened before. You don't see what happened afterwards. And this is all really I can find of it. I'm not gonna watch this man's whole stream, because I'm just not into that. But these kids, they do watch. Back to your point, they do watch. Like I've got teenagers now and shit. They watch the kids play games. I don't get it myself. I don't know how it's taken off like that. I would think you would just play the damn game yourself, but this is what they do, and he basically got famous off the back of that. Honestly, being one of the first to do it. Like the thing is, if you want to, like, a lot of times if you want to be famous, it's like the dude that was on MySpace, like Tom, just be the first on the first one to something. And a lot of times you can kind of make your name off that. So he just happened to come up off that space, where he's one of the first, one of the ones at least dedicated enough to stream and Twitch and make an audience with that. And so now he's famous and he gets to do interviews with all the celebrities and musicians and all that other shit. At the same time, that comes with the flack of now you're in everybody's eye, now you're on everybody's radar. And like, we got this stupid ass, like I said, that diaspora war is the dumbest shit in the world. It's right next to gender war, on top of the y'all need to go outside, bro, type of shit. You know what I'm saying? But that's the space he's in. He operates in that internet space. You operate in that streaming space, and that's one of the few places where it is actually relevant. You know what I'm saying? So they're gonna come at you if you not, fully Black. Who's your grandfather? Where's your grandfather from? Type shit, right? So he's gonna get that, and and then you gotta be very careful about what you say, because they're gonna chop up these minute clips. They're gonna chop up these 45-second clips and all these other stuff. And they're gonna try to hit you with the gotcha moments. You know what I'm saying? It just comes with the territory. Like, you got that weight where you're actually rich off streaming. So with that comes your consequences, where you have to be very tailored. It ain't just a fun thing for you no more, brother. Like, it's like you have to be very careful about what you say for everything, because they're gonna chop up and find little sound bites, little moments like this, and he's so American culture, Black American culture. You know what I'm saying? Like, in reality, you really can't make nothing out of that. But it don't matter, because if somebody got a rhetoric they want to run with, they're gonna run with it. You feel me? So they already want to come at you. They salty that you rich off streaming. You a little 5'3" regular schmegler ass motherfucker, and you rich off sitting there playing video games. That in itself gonna get a ton of people. I gotta go to work in the morning. I gotta wake up. I gotta get out these kids off at the daycare, and this 5'3" motherfucker sitting there with Tyler, Twyla, what the fuck her name is, So they finna be salty. So it is what it is. You finna get the flack, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's what he's dealing with right now. Like I said, I didn't see enough from that clip, because I check you if you talk shit. I see, like I said, I see both sides of this diaspora war shit, and some people will get greasy on both sides. I think, you know what I'm saying? I may be, Pan African for the day, but at the end of the day, you ain't finna talk shit about my.
Not going.
You're not going. You know what I'm saying?
Take the combo to hell. Don't play with me. Look,
don't play with me. Don't play with me. Okay, we don't play that. We don't do that here, right? So if he was talking greasy, I'd definitely be on it. But like I said, this is just too short of a clip. I think it's an agenda on this. I think a lot of saltiness and all this other shit. You know what I'm saying? I never heard him talking greasy before. So and plus he's in America, where it makes zero sense for him to talk greasy about, his fan base, basically. So to me, I think it's a non-starter, but they're gonna run with it. Got anything else on Kai?
No, I'm cool on Buddy.
All right, buddy, do your thing. Play more of your video games. Let's talking, bro. You be all right. So that's all I got. That's the last topic we got. It feels good to be back. Made it a solid hour. This was maybe a little shorter episode, but I do want to keep them about an hour going forward. And I'll talk to you about that. Might go like every other week and shit because got some shit I'm working on, but we will get it together. But Lero, you got anything new? Anything going on? You working on anything? What's good with you?
Nah, man, I just been working, chilling, spending time in nature, just taking time to, I don't know, just focus on
hugging trees out there, cuz?
No. Yeah, there's a lot of beautiful nature out here. So I'll be in the trails, all that,
Hey man, that should get you touch that grass because a lot of people ain't doing that shit apparently.
Okay, I gotta touch mine.
That's what's up though, man. Shout out to Ride. Hope we get a next episode. But make sure y'all check out. I've been working on this hip hop shit, man. Because I hear people complaining all the time about, all the music industry, fucking media is owned by the other people, and there's no black people, and Daily Loud is owned by white people, and bro. So make sure y'all go check us out, Hip Hop High Society, man. We trying to do it for the culture. You know what I'm saying? We operating that thing. Cats that look like you and who actually care about the culture. I don't give a fuck about no clickbait, none of that. So, we're trying to put dope music out there and reviews. Any independent artists, tell them come holler at me. We doing reviews of their work. We highlight everybody out there making music who may not necessarily be in the mainstream or whatever. And also get back to work on this thing. Yo, I ain't forgot about my people. Shout out to KWAZ. Shout out to you, Lero. Shout out to everybody else. Trying to grow all these endeavors. I'm trying to get my Kai Cenat on, so I ain't got to fucking work no more. You dig? And I'm gonna split with my peoples. You dig? That's all I got. So I guess on behalf of everybody here, I gotta say peace.
Peace.
Greetings, everyone. This is Koku from the Bitter Medicine Podcast, inviting you to tune in to the Bitter Medicine Podcast on KWAZ Radio.
Peace, family. This is Oni, inviting you to listen to the pro-black perspective, where black problems are addressed with black solutions.
Greetings, fam. Tune in to The Learning Curve with me, the revolutionary matron on KWAZ Radio.
On the beat, boy.